What's going on to all of my Taurus out there? So let's get into it. I just want to say thank you. Appreciate all the zodiac signs showing up, showing me love. Can't tell y'all enough how appreciative I am. Y'all help get me to almost 4,000 subscribers. So let's get into it. We have the Hierophant, which represents Taurus. So showed up in your own reading. Seven of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, the Death card, the Temperance, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Sun, and last but not least, you have the Fool. So what I'm seeing here for you, Taurus, is considering the fact that you have the Hierophant, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. This is really more so about how a lot of you, Taurus, right around now, is really just kind of listening to your own selves. You're listening to your own gut, which is usually actually the best medicine or the best thing to do, because a lot of the times an answer will come from the subconscious about what to do with things. And in this case, it's more so about what to do with love. The Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles is wanting to, like I said, thinking that, all the good deeds that you've been doing, you're kind of owed at least a partner that cares about you, that likes you, that actually wants to be with you. And you're right. To be honest with you, you're right. People, especially when you've been out here and you've been putting in good work and you don't necessarily get what it is that you were supposed to get because you're too good, you bring in too much favor. You got to understand though, Taurus, that we're living in a world full of injustice. So yes, in a just world, see, how do you create the justice? You have to create it. You have to implement it yourself. That's why power is so much of an important thing. It's because you can change the world into your image in the way that you see it. That's why power is so important. So, and that's the opposite sign, Scorpio, which you do have. Ironically, somehow, I made everything all come together. Excuse me. But that, I mean, it is what it is. It just happens like that. So the situation is, a lot of you Taurus, yes, technically speaking, in a just world, you should have a partner. You should have a pick of a lot of different partners, or I should say, whom you want to be your partner. But obviously, certain circumstances are not as what you want them to be. They're not perfect. A lot of you Taurus may know that, and you have the Death card. You may be coming to terms with it by understanding the world around you. Now, if some of you Taurus decide not to do that, you really should. You should learn the world around you, because then you can know how to move in the world and then how to manipulate it to your own advantage, because that's how you learn to kind of influence it, or subtly control it, or influence it. So the thing is that, so what does this have to do with anything? What this has to deal with is that, what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say for you Taurus is, right? What I'm trying to say about you Taurus is this. Yes, you Taurus should be in a relationship, should be in a functional relationship. I know that there's a lot of good people out there, right? Good in the sense that a lot of you people have skills, and you work hard, and you want somebody, but at the same time you may not have anybody. Why is that? Because we're living in a world where a lot of people are really dysfunctional right now. Okay? Now the world is slowly and surely coming out of the Kali Yuga. The Kali Yuga, right, is the phase in which the universe, in this case, the world as we know it, the planet, is in a position where a lot of things seem dark, a lot of things seem grim, a lot of things seem abysmal. People who are upright and have character do not necessarily get what they want. The people who are not upright, they're getting what it is that they want, right? And the reason for that is because everybody gets a chance to stand in the spotlight. But at the same time, though, you do deserve somebody. You should have a pick of the litter. Yes, that's true. You should. It's just that right now, though, Taurus, you're in a position where and the planet is in this position where you have to create the justice you want. You have to create the world you want. It's not necessarily just going to come to you. You have to take it. So the death card represents, yes, even though you should have a pick of the people whom you want, and a lot of people should be trying to get to know you, because you make up for it, right? Some of you Taurus may make up for it, the time and the effort and stuff like this. Even though that is the case, the temperance represents what? The temperance represents, even though that is true, you're still in a position where you're going to have to learn how the world works and then influence it, or tip things into your favor, so that way you can get to know people. How do you do those certain things? Well, number one of the choices would be to play the game. No, we don't promote that over here. Another one would be to be more selective about the type of people who you hang out with, right? Don't hang out with people who are trying to waste your time. And what I mean by that is people who are interested in you and can't get anything started. They can't walk up to you, say what's up, try to start up a conversation. Those are the people, obviously, is a no-go. What else is a no-go? Another no-go is a person who sells wolf tickets. And what I mean by that is they doing too much talking about if they coulda, woulda, shoulda, but then they never actually do anything. Or they may be the type of people that you very well might be getting to know. But then when it comes time now for you and this person to take it to the next level or get intimate, they start getting scared. They start acting like this, that, and the third. You ask them certain questions, what are we? Are we in a relationship? Or is this a relationship? They start talking about they don't know. They start talking about they just chilling. They're not telling you anything. They're not being forthcoming with the information. They're really not letting you know anything. And as a result of this is how it is that oh, these people playing. They're selling wolf tickets because they're too scared to really be in a relationship, because they keep coming up with these illusionary scenarios of, well, I need to protect myself because of X, Y, and Z, even though those illusionary scenarios are not real. So, because they're illusionary. So the situation is that the Queen of Cups is, so what does this mean for you? This means, number one, you have to keep your heart light and loose. Don't get so caught up with the situation. See, that's what Gemini teaches us. That's why Gemini is necessary, because Gemini teaches us to remember to smile. That when it comes to relationships, especially the types of relationships you have today, these relationships are very dysfunctional. So you really got to take it with a grain of salt. You really can't take it how people are delusional too seriously, because if you do, you're going to get very stressed. You're going to get upset. You're going to get angry, right? So, and that's what Gemini teaches us. That's one of the principles of Gemini, right? Is to kind of keep things light and loose until it's really appropriate, or until the timing is good enough for you to actually be like, okay, we're locked in. Don't take certain things so seriously. The Queen of Wands represents, because again, this is where it is that a lot of us is at. This is where the whole world is. We're in a situation where you have a lot of people who are terrible at communication. Like, for instance, with the whole $100,000 thing, right? There's this new trend going around of when people get asked, oh, how much do you want how much do you want your partner to make a year? And then they go, I want my partner to make 100,000. Do those people actually really mean it? No, that's why it is a lot of them can't really keep a straight face. It's because they know for a fact that they're not really being serious with that. But the thing is is that they're in a situation where what? They're trolling, right? They're kind of just throwing a number out there. But in actuality, what the real situation is, right? In actuality, the real situation is this. The real situation is they don't necessarily really care how much the other person makes, for the most part, as long as the person makes more than enough to take care of themselves and not, go under. Here's the thing, though. They suck at communication because that's what it is that they should just say. So they've made things complicated for themselves by playing instead of just getting to the mandatory of what they mean and just say what they mean, and they would actually make things go a lot easier on themselves. The Nine of Pentacles now is, and this is where the whole aspect of trying to find the bigger, better deal, right? The best so-called partner that you can get, the flyest, the most, the best looking partner that you get. This partner does this part, the whole power couple thing, the power couple element, the element of, I know my friends, I know people gonna think that I'm fly if I pull up with this person on my arm. They, what I'm saying? And it's like, but you're not even really dating for the substance. You're not even really dating for the substance. It's the facade a lot of times. Taurus is what it is that a lot of people are dating for, which goes to show you how out of touch they are and how delusional they are. Because we're in a time right now where inflation is through the roof. All this type of stuff is happening, right? Right? All these countries, and it's like, do these people even know what time it is right now? So that's the situation. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that when you, like I keep saying, when you meet people like that, Taurus, don't even waste your time. That's another strategy that will really help you get to the people who you like faster. Is understanding how much time you are even going to give before you really get too deep with this person. Understand how much time you're going to give. Pay attention to them. Give them a fair try, right? Right? Give them a fair try. But then at the same time, once you realize, or once, you know what I'm saying? Once you realize, I'm going to give this person a month, 2 months or whatever, because we're going somewhere. Let's see where this goes or whatnot. Okay, let's see if they're ready to take it up a notch. No, they're not. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Then when you ask them, you ready? No, 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 no. 2, 3, 4 months go by. A year goes by. Oh, no, you still not. Oh, okay, yeah, don't even worry about that. I'm not even going to waste too much extra time on you. That way you don't waste so much time hanging out with them. The sun represents what? The sun is about, because what will happen is you'll end up costing yourself a lot of time holding on to a potential scenario that isn't really supposed to be held on to. The fool now represents, this being a situation for you where the fool is about, um, sorry about that. The fool represents how, so you have to learn to ultimately keep your eyes on the bigger picture. A lot of you Taurus may be, and it's okay because it's an earth sign thing. I'm a Virgo myself, and earth signs can be detail orientated, right? Like we could look for the details and the things that, the particulars and the things that people don't necessarily do sometimes, because we see it for what it is, that the little grains is what makes the bigger picture. But the fool represents having to take a look at the bigger picture, right? Understanding that everything is connected, and understand that if you want to meet somebody that's good, that's a great combination with you, you have to be able to identify the people that would be a time waster. Me, I'm great at that type of stuff because it's not very hard for me to really understand who is wasting my time and who's not. Like, if you know what I'm saying, like a person who's about that life, they're with it. You understand what I'm saying? They don't have to constantly in their mind, I gotta stop you because of this. I gotta stop you because of that. It's like after a while, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm giving you enough time. You're wasting my time. So I'm not even going to tell them that. I'm not even going to tell them that, because they should know that already. They should know, stop wasting this person's time before this person doesn't have any more time to rock with you. If you know that you're not ready for this, say that and let that person go about their business instead of trying to trying to trying to occupy their time. So let's clarify the fool. You have the fool, king of wands, the high priestess. Okay, so this is this is something where, okay, the fool can't clarify the fool with the fool. Three of swords. So let's take out the fool to clarify the fool. Let's use these four. So the king of wands, the high priestess, the two of swords, three of swords is about how, again, once you start being able to see who is fake, who is not, and how to stop wasting your own time engaging with these people. And once you realize enough through hanging out with them that they're not really going anywhere and they don't know what they're doing, they don't know what it is that they want, they really deviating when it comes to making a decision that they can live with, and you leave, that is also going to save you a lot of time too, because you won't waste so much of your time thinking about if these people are really so caught up with, if they're interested in you or not.